Well, fans are showing the Zags nothing but love, of course, following a very hard-fought season.
All the power to the team that we put our hearts into. You know, I wouldn't want to be behind any other team.
That's right. We'll also hear from some players and Coach Mark Few. That's coming up right here on KREM 2 News at noon. And we are sharing your favorite moments from the season. Text them to us right now at 509-448-2000, and you can see them coming up on the show.
And we're going to take you outside on what is set to be the warmest day of the week. We're talking sunshine and mild temps. I'll let you know what to expect.
All right. Thanks, Jeremy. Well, all we can say is thank you to the Zags for an incredible season, something to rally around after a really, really tough winter. They were the first team to make it to the finals undefeated in many years. And of course, Jalen Suggs' buzzer beater will go down in history as one of the greatest shots ever in college basketball. So it is safe to say the Zags certainly made their mark this year. So a big thanks. Hi, everyone, and welcome to KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti. Thanks so much for being with us. Well, before the plane took off in Indianapolis, Brenda Green and Mark Hanrahan spoke to the team and Coach Few about the game and, of course, the incredible season.
Yes, not the outcome that Gonzaga fans had hoped for. Baylor jumped out early and the Bulldogs just couldn't catch up.
Yeah, it was a rough go in there last night for the Bulldogs. Just could not seem to close the gap against the Bears at any point in this game. At one point it got to single digits. You felt like you wanted to go party because you were so excited. And then immediately Baylor came out and just pretty much put the hammer down on them.
I got the chance to speak with several Gonzaga fans after the game. Take a listen.
You know, it's phenomenal to have a team that's as dedicated and as passionate as those Zags tonight, and it wasn't her night. Baylor was the better team tonight, but I guarantee you play that game 3 more times and Gonzaga's going to come back. They're going to fight harder, and that's what we're going to do next year. We're going to come back. We're going to fight harder. All the power to the team that we put our hearts into. You know, I wouldn't want to be behind any other team. You know, they put it out there against UCLA, and then I think they got hit hard tonight.
Great season, tough night. Baylor came out to play, and you know the Zags got to stand up and score. So, you know, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. How do you do it? I mean, what are you gonna do? It's a great game, great team, and you know, what are you gonna do next year?
Could have been better. Could have had more output from Kispert, but you know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Jalen was awesome tonight, but Baylor played a hell of a game. So.
What do you think of the season, though?
Season was unbelievable. I don't have any regrets from coming here tonight. Unbelievable season. I wouldn't have it any other way.
I mean, it was a great season. I mean, it's nothing you can be ashamed of. I mean, 31-1.
Right.
So just happened to run into a buzzsaw tonight.
And it wasn't just Gonzaga fans we heard from after the game. We also heard from Coach Few and one Gonzaga player.
Yeah, Corey Kispert was up at the podium, and it had to be Corey after this game. I mean, he is the ambassador for this program, and it was his last game, no matter the result, in a Gonzaga uniform. He was thoughtful, eloquent, intelligent, all of the words in his post-game presser, including when he spoke about what he wants his legacy to be.
I just want people to remember how much I cared about the red and blue. You know, being a Zag is much more than just the 40 minutes you put into the time you spend on the floor. It means, you know, being a great person off the floor. It means being a great son, a brother, a great friend. And, you know, I want people to remember me for being able to do all those things as good or better than I played on the floor. And I'm hoping that, you know, little kids out there look at our team and look at me and, you know, realize that they can kind of make it and do it the right way too.
Yeah, Mark, this was Corey's 137th game in a Gonzaga uniform. That is unheard of in college basketball these days, especially for a player that has had as big of an impact as Corey. Not many NBA lottery draft picks are playing over 100 games in college basketball, but Corey did it, and Corey did it well. He's
a journeyman, right? I spoke with his high school coach after the Creighton game in the Sweet 16 round. He said, Corey, good player, even better person, just a class act all the way around. She's Brenda Green, I'm Mark Hanrahan. That's the very latest from Indy. Now back to you.
And thanks to Brendan and Mark, who will also be coming back here to Spokane and joining us in studio very, very soon. All right, 12:05 right now. The Baylor flag will soon be flying in Spokane. And yes, you did hear that correctly. Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward made a bet with the mayor of Waco, Texas. And both mayors agreed the losing team would fly the winning team's flag over City Hall. Now, while we are stuck with flying Baylor's flag, Mayor Woodward was sure to set the record straight during their phone call.
Players from Gonzaga as well.
Oh, okay, one thing I need to tell you though. I need to school you on one thing, Mayor.
Come on.
It's Gonzaga.
There you go. I needed that help.
Gonzaga. It's the Zags for Gonzaga.
Well, it will certainly be interesting to see folks' reactions to Baylor's flag in Spokane. That is for sure. We will be keeping an eye on that. All right, in the moment right now, though, we do need to talk a little weather. Jeremy Legou is joining us. He is outside because it's so beautiful, Jeremy. You're like, boom, I'll see you outside.
Yeah, that is actually how it went down. I said, hey guys, can I just be outside for the rest of the day? They said, you can do your first weather outside, but the rest of it, you got to come back in. And this morning, it was beautiful. It was crystal clear and mild. And this afternoon, we're hanging on to that as we head through the day. Temperatures on the mild side. We are up in the 50s across the entirety of the inland Northwest. 59 in Moses Lake, 52 over in Wenatchee, and 50, give or take a degree, along the Idaho and Washington border. It's sunny. I don't have any other words for it. We're going to stay sunny through the afternoon, so expect plenty of sun. Overnight, a couple of clouds are going to develop, but really it's going to be a sunny day, and our mild temperatures stick around through the entirety of it. We're up in the mid 50s here in the next I'd say hour. By this afternoon, we're in the 60s and staying there, even as the sun goes down, so it is mild right on through. But enjoy it while you can. Cooler temperatures are in the works for tomorrow. We'll talk about that coming up in your full forecast.
All right, my friend, thank you. 12:07 right now. The trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin continues today. It is now week 2 of the trial, which opened with testimony from an ER doctor and the chief of the Minneapolis Police Department. The police chief told the jury that Chauvin violated police procedures and training when he kneeled on George Floyd's neck. He said once Floyd had stopped resisting, that really any type of hold should have been stopped, and that the neck restraint Chauvin used was not taught as part of police training.
That action is not de-escalation. And when we talk about the framework of our sanctity of life, and when we talk about the principles and values that we have, that action goes contrary.
And we continue to follow the trial very closely, and you can get the very latest throughout the afternoon on KREM.com. The suspect arrested for setting fire to St. Charles Parish back on March 18th was in court today. Nicole Hernandez is at the courthouse with what we have learned.
Yeah, arson suspect Rio Mirabal appeared in court this morning. It was his second time in court since being arrested, and it was his arraignment. The 22-year-old maintained his not guilty plea. He was charged with first-degree arson and first-degree malicious mischief. This after police arrested Mirabal as an arson suspect in the St. Charles Parish fire. Police say after Mirabal allegedly set the fire, he walked around the neighborhood burning a Bible. The judge set Mirabal's next court date for May 17th at 11 a.m., and the judge also set his trial for June 1st at 9:30 a.m. We will be following this case here on KREM and at KREM.com. In Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
All right, everyone, 12:09, and we, before we go to break, want to ask you to send us your favorite moments from the season. Share them with us so that we can share them with everybody out there. And there are so many because it was a nearly perfect season, of course, for the Zags. We've been talking about it now, and now we're sharing a little bit of the love with all of you out there. You can do so as well. Text them to us right now, 509-448-2000. It's easy to do. And again, you can see them and read some of them. Just fun talking about the season, which of course gave us some laughter and life after a very long, hard winter. We've been enjoying the Zags now for weeks, and so we say a big thank you to them, and this is a way to share that with all of the Zag fans, the Zag Nation, right here on KREM 2. 12:09, you're watching KREM 2 News at noon. We're back after a very quick break.